Good evening and welcome to the 2022 NAESP National Leaders Conference. My name is Kevin Armstrong and I'm seeking your support for NAESP Vice President. I would be remiss if I did not give a huge shout out to each of you, the elementary and middle school principals who are on the front line each and every day fighting to change the trajectory of children and creating opportunities for a brighter future. I salute you. As the only child of a kindergarten teacher, I cut my teeth in education at an early age, spending a great deal of time on planning days and during the summer on the campus of Lakeview Elementary. If you were like me, you remember playing on the school playground, sprinting up and down empty school hallways, and sneaking in the teacher's lounge to buy a soda and chips. Mom kept her rambunctious son occupied by giving him tasks in her classroom. Some of these included dusting off erasers, cleaning chalkboards, getting bluish purple ink all over myself from making copies on the Ditto machine. These formative experiences as a child propelled me towards a career to serve and educate children, just like Mom used to do. For the past 11 years, I have served nearly 700 students, faculty, and staff as the proud principal of DuPont Hadley Middle School just outside of Nashville, Tennessee. I have been fortunate to serve on the NAESP Board of Directors for the past 4 years in the role of middle-level at-large director. Now more than ever, those on the front lines of education who come to school every day to change the educational climate of our youth need our best. They need school administrators to be solution-driven, student-focused, creative, collaborative leaders who can expand their horizons by bringing others on campus along through leadership opportunities. By changing the culture, you change the tone. By changing the tone, you change the trajectory of students. That is what we signed up to accomplish. As a fellow member of NAESP, I too have witnessed radical alterations in our role as administrators. If selected, my platform will focus on 3 main areas to bring positive change to our campus: grassroots education, professional learning, and advocacy. Grassroots education is the true North Star of all we do as administrators. The fabric of grassroots education has started to erode. If elected, I will continue to mitigate learning loss through creative and tactical use of ESSER funds that benefit all students. Unclog teacher pipelines through increased wages and collaboration with college and university educational programs. Returning to teachers their much-needed planning time by creating better wages for substitute teachers and district-funded permanent subs. Since joining NAESP, I have been afforded professional learning opportunities that have truly cultivated my growth as an administrator. Webinars, NAESP mentor trainings, NAESP centers for advancing leadership, and the national conference are just the tip of the iceberg of benefits provided to members and attendees with best practices, resources, and the latest information. If elected, I will collaborate with NAESP leaders to increase professional learning opportunities that would include expanding the number of NAESP fellows in each of the 4 centers for advancing leadership, bringing NAESP professional development to you, having NAESP fellows and other leaders attend and present at more state conferences to share best practices and increasing NAESP membership. Advocacy efforts led by NAESP have made a difference. I am proud to be a part of a national association that is not afraid to tackle the tough issues and share these concerns with our congressional leaders. If elected, I will continue my commitment to lead and work with members, NAESP staff, state representatives, and board members to ensure that all NAESP members are kept abreast of pertinent information. I will push for mental health programs for principals and teachers. I will listen and respond to the instructional leadership needs and demands of our members. I will work to advocate for all principals on key issues that will impact our principals, members, schools, and most importantly, our children. These issues, such as issues that have surfaced due to a worldwide pandemic, adequate funding to support all students, influencing educational policy at the local, state, and federal levels. Principal stories, real stories, must be shared with those who are elected on the local, state, and national levels. We must be courageous and creative as we work with our lawmakers to help them understand what our students need. We are the responsible ones for representing America's children. It has truly been a pleasure to serve on the NAESP Board of Directors. I would be honored to serve you as the next NAESP Vice President. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. At this time, we will move into the question and answer portion of the presentation. Kevin, you have 2 minutes to respond to the following question. If elected, what would be your 2 greatest priorities for your term as president of NAESP? If elected, what would be your 2 greatest priorities for your term as president of NAESP?
Two greatest priorities, in my opinion. The first one is teachers. We simply cannot adequately educate children with empty classrooms. Unclogging the teacher pipeline is just as vital as retaining our teachers. Substitute teacher pay is also a major issue for all of us. The second priority is the learning loss of students. Getting back to academics in schools. Education has been in a fog in the United States in the last couple of years. Also, we have a trend that's showing that there's a loss in learning, particularly in the areas of literacy and math. And those areas obviously have to be addressed. So my 2 priorities, again, would be teachers and the learning loss of students.
Stay here. Don't go away, buddy. Thank you, Kevin. Now we will move to the second question, which Kevin will select randomly. Again, the candidates do not know these specific questions, only the nature of them. What do you consider your greatest strength as a leader, and how would you utilize your strengths to further NAESP's strategic goals? Again, what do you consider your greatest strength as a leader, and how would you utilize your strengths to further NAESP's strategic goals?
My strengths as a leader, first and foremost, I'm a visionary. Secondly, I'm a motivator in motivating parents, motivating students, motivating our teachers. Thirdly, I'm a stick shift. I have to be able to make changes at a moment's notice, constantly making changes and switching gears. I'm a capacity builder. We can't do this by ourselves. We have to build up the people around us and in our buildings so that when we're not here, or if we're in other situations, that we have folks there who can pick up and do the work. And lastly, I'm a calm in the storm. When things are going on, when bullets are flying in your building, you have to have someone in the building that's a calm presence so that everyone else can see that it's okay. How will I apply these things? I think it's obvious. I think that you have to be the same characteristics that it takes to lead a building is the same characteristics that it takes to be NAESP president.